I had a comment requesting a video on leg kicks. The person said that there wasn't many good videos out there on leg kicks, so I thought I would make a good one now. So in this video, I'm going to be covering everything you need to know about throwing a leg kick. I'm going to be going over the targets to aim for, where to hit your leg kicks. I'm going to go over the basics of the inside and the outside leg kick. I'm also going to go over how to feint and set up a leg kick. And watch till the end, I'm going to give away a secret that will immediately improve your leg kicks. So before we go into how to throw a leg kick, I'm going to go over where to aim your leg kicks, the best targets to aim for. So when you throw the outside leg kick, you want to be aiming just above the knee. Obviously, if you hit the knee, it's going to hurt your leg, but you want to aim just above the knee. You can hit the top of the thigh. Most of the damage is going to be near the knee, where most of the soft tissue is. This is the same for the inside leg kick. If you turn around, you're aiming for just above the knee. Close as you can to the knee without hitting the knee, you're going to get the most damage. And then for the calf kick, if you throw calf kicks, you're aiming, obviously, for the calf just away from the bone. You want to hit just below the knee, around the back of the leg a little bit. So those are the main targets to aim for. So when you come to throw a leg kick, some few concepts that's worth knowing. So one concept that I have is obviously you want to aim with your shin. You can aim with your lower shin for like a longer kick, and aim with your upper shin if you want a bit more power. So if you're a bit closer, close range kicks, you can land with your upper shin. Long range kicks, you can land with your lower shin. When you're looking to aim your kick, you want to point the knee at the target you want to hit. And that'll then mean that once you extend your leg, because your knee is a hinge joint, it'll connect on the target you're aiming for with your shin. So if I want to aim over here, I'm going to swing my knee up, chopping down, aiming my knee down, and then my shin will connect on the target. And then when you want power, you want to push your hip through it. So for power, you want to do the same thing. Aim with your knee, connect with your shin, but push through with your hip just before impact. And then back to your stance. So the basics of a leg kick. I like to break it down into 3 points: the step, the pivot, and then the return. And that's for both leg kicks. So first, I'm going to demonstrate the outside leg kick. You get your stance, you're going to take the step. Now the step is going to generate power and also cover range. You want to then, after your step, when you swing your leg, so you're going to swing your hip and pivot on the base leg. So as I swing my hip, I pivot on the base leg. And then once you've connected, so you step, swing your hip. Once you've connected, you want to push off the base leg and then re-swing your hip back around. So you always finish back in your fight stance. The return is super important. So you've got the step, then you've got the pivot and the swing of the hip, and then you've got the return. So you swing your hip back around, push off your base leg, and always finish back in your fight stance. One more time. Step, pivot, return. And then for the inside leg kick, very similar, but you're going to step with the other leg. So I'm in my fight stance, I'm going to step with my back leg. But when I step with my back leg, I make sure my foot is still turned outwards. Very common mistake for the inside leg kick is people will step with the toe pointing forward and then they'll not be able to throw the kick properly. So as I step for the inside leg kick, I step, keeping my foot facing sideways. Then I'm going to do the swing of the hip and a little pivot. And then you're going to return. So you've got to drop this leg back down. So you pull the leg back down. And then again, sidestep back to finish in your fight stance. So again, the step, the pivot and the swing of the hip. And then the return by 2 steps from this side. So you can go step back again. And you should be back in your fight stance. A quick bonus detail is if you want a bit more power on your kicks is the swing of the arm. So if sometimes there. So if I want to get power on a right kick, you generally swing your right arm on that pivot and the swing of the hip. When you want power on your left leg, you'll swing your left arm on the pivot as you swing the hip. So I'll step, as I swing the arm, and then you come back to your stance. You always make sure the hand returns as the leg returns. So now I'm going to go over how to set up a leg kick. Because if you don't set up a leg kick, it often gets checked, or the person catch your kick, or they just step off and you miss your kick. So the setup of a leg kick, the important part is it's how you disguise the step. Because you've got to cover that distance. And that's usually when the other person's going to react. So, so if I just step, he'll either check it, step back, will catch my kick. Yeah, you get checked. So I need to do something about that step so that he doesn't see it coming. So a common one is you'll throw a jab with the step. So as I step, I'll throw my jab. He puts his hand up, then you can throw the kick. Then you're coming back. Yeah, so you'll go jab, kick, and then back. So you throw the jab with the step, and then you pivot. Another one you can use is a 1-2. So there's a step, I throw the 1 on the step, I throw the 2 on the pivot, and the leg comes behind it, and then you step off. That one's like a bit of a deeper setup. Throw a 1-2, and then throw the kick. So you blind them for both punches, with both punches, and then you start landing the leg kick low. For the inside leg kick, you often can throw a cross. So what I'll do is I'll throw a cross to load my left leg up a little bit. Then I'll step across with my right leg, and then you'll kick the inside of the leg, and then step off. So you'll throw a cross just to put enough weight onto your lead leg, step across, and throw the kick. You can also lean forward a little bit on the jab, put weight on this leg, and then step across and throw that kick. It's a little bit of a faster variation of it. If you throw it with the jab, you just don't get as much power. So you can throw a jab, but I load my front leg up by leaning a little bit forward, step through, throw the kick, and then back in my stance. The next thing worth knowing is how to feint the kicks. So when you're feinting a kick, what you want to do is you want to really sell that kick. It's sell the starting point of the kick. So for the outside leg kick, a lot of people will turn the hips, and that does sometimes work. You can feint with the hips a little bit, but a better feint to get the person to flinch and react is to feint that step. So I step and my foot comes slightly off the floor, but then you pull it back and you see if they react or not. So I'll keep my guard up, I step, there, you try to check the kick. You see what they do, you can make a read. So I do that, and I see what he does. If he's going to check it, I probably won't throw that kick, or then I'll have to give him another setup. So if I do that and he does put the check, I'll now use the 1-2 feint, because then he thinks it's punches coming, and then I'll throw the kick after it. So the feints are really important to try to see what reaction someone gives. If they step back when I do this, now I know he steps back when I'm going to throw the kick. So now I'll use a setup to cover that distance before I throw my kick. So I'll step in, and then I'll throw the kick. Yeah, so you throw the 1-2, and I'll cover more distance. For the inside leg kick, when you want to feint the inside leg kick, you take a step with your back leg, and you slightly lift that front leg, or turn the hip. So I'll go like this. Yeah, so you step, you can lift it a little bit. I like this one. And then you put it back. Step, and then you bring it back. You try to see, do they try to check it? If he tries to check it, that might mean you want to go high. You can throw the kick to the body or the head. Yeah. Or what you'll do is you'll throw a punch. So he starts blocking it, and then you'll throw the kick. So it's just really good little feints to use. You use the inside leg kick feint, outside leg kick feint, see what they do. And then you can either go back to your hands if you feel like that I can't see an opening. But the moment you can get there to put the hands up, the kick's open again. So that's how you use feints and setups to throw a leg kick so you don't get your leg caught or checked. So now for the secret. This detail helped change the understanding of leg kicks for me, and it will allow you to know when to throw which kick, the inside leg kick, the outside leg kick, when it's better to feint, and start looking for openings on people's legs. The secret is the opponent's knee angle. Not so much yourself, but your opponent's knee angle. Now, every fighter has a stance where the knee will be either slightly in the inside, straight forward, or some people even have it slightly outside. And making a note of that, making a read of the angle of the knee will help you decide which kick to throw or which kick they are susceptible to. So, if Sam gets a stance, so Sam there, his knee is pointing quite straight forward towards me and slightly to the outside. If the knee is slightly outside, they're susceptible to the inside leg kick. Yeah, so then you're more likely to be able to throw an inside leg kick, and it's harder for them to check because there's more distance for them to travel. If their knee slightly turned inwards, which a lot of boxers have, someone with a more boxing stance, they'll stand the knee slightly inwards, whether they note or not. If you notice the knee slightly inwards, then you should aim the kick to the outside of the leg. That person's more susceptible to the outside leg kick or the calf kick. So when you start doing setups and feints, so if I throw a few punches at Sam, or if I'm feinting and he steps back, you see which way they step back. See, some people step back with the knee still pointing forward, which then means it's good to finish on inside leg kick on that person. If I throw punches and Sam pulls his knee inwards a bit, often people that use Philly shell defenses or like long guards sometimes do that. So if I throw some punches and I notice Sam usually has his knee inwards at the end, nearly fell. So if his knee is slightly inwards at the end of a combination and I notice it there, I'll throw the outside leg kick. His knee's pointing slightly more to the inside of me, I'll throw the kick to the outside of the leg at the end of my combination. So you'll use what we talked about before, the feints and the fakes, to start seeing which way this person turns their knee. most people have one or the other and they're not aware of it. People that are not aware of it, you can really start setting up your leg kicks on them. However, if they do start checking your kick still, you can often use that to then set up higher kicks. So if Sam has his knee turned slightly inwards, and I see it, and I throw a kick, and he still somehow either checks it, I'm like, oh, that hurt. Yeah, he checked it. It means that he's doing a big movement to defend my kick. So that usually means that I can now fake low, go high. So this time, because I know he does a big movement for that check, I go low, fake low, and you can start going high, or you can fake low and then finish off with a punch combination, or you can even throw the other kick. So I can fake that way, knowing he lifts that leg, come back and throw the other kick. He's a southpaw. It doesn't matter. His knee has to point one way or the other. Against southpaws, often that outside leg kick is really effective because it's often there because my front leg is close to his. You can often reach that outside quite easily. But if he has his knee pointing outwards, yeah, then he's susceptible to that inside leg kick. Of course, with all of this, you still have to make reads on where the person's hands are. You've got to keep your guard up. You've got to react so that you don't just get caught off with a punch. But that is how you find the openings on the kick. So there you have it. Pretty much everything you need to know about leg kicks. There's a few more advanced details I probably could have shared here. But these are the main details. Take these to your next sparring session. Try them out. Let me know how it gets on. Leave a comment in the comment section. And please do subscribe to my channel.